Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel startuplanes.com. I am Mori Tanvi and I would really appreciate if you take a moment and subscribe to our channel below. Today's video is not an informative video. Today's video is an extract from an interview that we are conducting for Startup of the Month. And for today, we have Bhushan, the founder of Whirlwick Technologies. They do software design and development with a unique storytelling approach. That means two things. One, customers enjoy flawless user experience tailored to their needs and interests. And two, their customers get automated solutions that dramatically boost sales. Now let's jump into the interview directly.
So, hello, sir. Good afternoon, and we are great to have you on the board for this interview.
Yeah. Hello, Tanvi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Can we start?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So, my first question is that how did you come up with this idea of your startup?
Okay. I was doing the freelancing work from 2019. So I met with clients. I understood the market. I tried to understood the market. Okay. So I talked with different people. I read the novels, books, watched the documentaries. Anything that would help me to grow my business, to get more clients. Anything. So I used to do that at the time. But after closely, I uh, like going in this industry, watching it from the inside, I get to know that everyone is doing the same thing. Like everyone is doing the same thing, but their way of doing is different, and that's how they get they acquire the market and they acquire the clients. Okay, so I was thinking about that, and I wanted to create my unique way to you know uh, to get the clients, to grow my business and network and everything else. So I used to write poetry at that time. I'm writing since 2017. So uh, like it was my forte. So it's like that I can write stories very easily. Okay, and I used to watch series, movies. Okay, so it made me think stories are part of our life. Like we all are connected with the stories. You and I, everyone else tell their stories in their way, and like they are our comfort zone. Stories are our comfort zone. So we included that story part in our businesses. We included that story part in our approach. So now what we do is we whatever project we get, a small one or a big one, anything of that sort, and whatever clients we get, okay, like startups, companies, individuals, freelancer, anyone. So we create a story of that. Okay, so basically like our approach is um, we acquire clients. Okay, we listen to their stories, we understand their way of doing business, we understand how they started, why they started, and we write a awesome story on their business. Okay, and we portray them with a character animation on our social media platform, on our website. So this basically help us in two ways. First, we get posted to publish on social media. We get a chance to listen some original and unique story from our clients, and secondly, our clients get something unique from our, besides the project, they get something unique from our side. Okay. So this is the X factor. This is the USP of our business.
Okay, sir. So, when you start this journey at the early stages, what were the difficulties you faced?
There were many problems that I faced. First of all, we try to cover Indian market. Okay, we don't use any platforms to get projects. We only target Indian market. So there were many problems. I didn't know how to uh, it's it's very difficult to ask someone to pay the amount. Like obviously, we have worked for it, it's our amount, but it's it's somewhat difficult to ask the clients. Okay, so that that made me lose some amount of my business. Secondly, if we outsource the projects, so we faced a lot of problems at that time. Okay, if we then we started doing the projects in house only. We stopped outsourcing the project. So then I faced some different problems. Okay, then at a certain time, my network stopped growing. Like they stopped giving us projects. Okay, because like uh, they didn't have anything to give us. So we started finding some more ways to acquire clients. We started some look for other ways to approach clients. Okay. So like these were some basic problems that we faced at initial times.
So lack in customers was your basic problem at the initial stages.
Lack of customers, no, but maybe lack of cash flow, because
Okay.
I had like freelancers. Okay. Like I had a community of freelancers. Then we, it started hiring candidates. We started, growing our team. So after that, like you need to pay a salary. Okay, at a certain time you need to pay the salary, but the amount you will get, the amount you will receive is not fixed. Maybe you will get in time. Maybe it will get delayed. So the cash flow is one, major problem that we faced for a few months. But hopefully now we resolved it. Now we are like we are
Okay.
growing.
What is the gap in the market that you identified?
mm, Gap in the market that we identify. Okay.
Yes.
Like many companies are doing the same work that we are doing. Okay, many freelancers are doing the same work that we are doing. So like there is a hell lot of competition, okay, in the industry. Okay, but on the same way, like in the same way, there are many clients who wants to, develop something, who have an idea to, pursue. So these two, ev- like I would say there is too much competition in the market, but the X factor is if you find a good path, after initial test, if you get a right path to choose, like if you find a path, to acquire clients, if you choose your niche, okay, and work on it, if you work on your culture. So not everyone do this thing. Like I have some many freelancers, I have some like companies who use platforms, who doesn't use platform, but no one no one gives a shit about culture. Like very few companies, work on culture, and very few companies focus on niche. Like many, all the times, like I see they try to focus whole market. They try to get every project that like they can get, and like there is no values or vision mission, but they're just, running and running to earn or to succeed. But after certain time, like a saturation, like we reach to a saturation level. Okay, so many companies, don't, focus on culture. So that's a gap that I found.
Okay. So can you explain your business model in detail?
Yeah, sure. Like uh, currently, like we are focusing on two things. First one is software development and designing. Okay, so like we have a unique way of doing our business. Like we focus on storytelling part. So as I told you, we, we portray our clients' business, we portray our team's customers' business with a unique storytelling way. Okay, so first of all, like we interview them, we ask a lot of questions, we ask them about different scenarios, different parts of their life, their businesses, and we write a unique, awesome story on them. Secondly, like we portray this story with a character animations. Okay, so this is the first part. Second part of like our USP is we try to, focus on stories like series, movies, television show. Like for an example, Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, Big Bang Theory, Breaking Bad, Harry Potter. Okay, so we pick up characters from these stories, and we write a unique business story on them. Okay, for an example, like let's say Jethalal from Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma. So he's doing he's running a shop. Okay, not of mobile, like as we, as we saw on the, for an example, like let's say he's running an IT company. Okay, he's uh, he's running an IT company, and he has a team. He's, you know like he's good at English. So like we just picked up the characters from the story, and we write a business story of our own on, like on these characters. Okay, so like we started writing this story. We approached different companies, different leaders of the industry. We asked them, we shared this idea with them, and we get to know people love the story, but people love to listen the story if they can understand it, if they can relate to it. So they would love to hear it. So this is the unique factor that we are providing, that we are, doing from our business. Like besides running the business, besides developing and designing software, we are telling these stories.
So surely it's a unique way. So I would like to know that your friends and family have ever they helped you in funding?
Yeah, I was doing a job, like when I get the idea to start a business, uh, I was doing the freelancing, then I, got a job. I did a job for 3 months, but in my part time, I used to do freelancing. So, I earned some amount, and I, keep the amount with me. After that, like when I did the job for 3 months, so I, saved my salary and, saved it for the future use. So like this, I used to I collected some amount to invest, but that was not enough. I needed some more amount, so I reached out to my friends, my families to bootstrap me. So basically, it was a bootstrap startup. So they helped me with some amount. Like my family supported me, and they gave me some amount to so that I can focus on my business, um, not on this debt and everything else. So yeah, they helped me a lot.
Okay. So I would like to know that have you ever approached the investors, and if yes, then how did you approach them?
No, not yet. Like I haven't approached any investor till now. I just I started this as a bootstrap startup. Okay, so I collected the amount from there only, and then you know um I worked on cash flow part. So like I faced many problems, but with the right cash flow, many problems get I was able to resolve many problems, and I focused on business part. So like I I found no need to to approach the investor like
Okay.
now.
Yes. Sir, in the coming years, what do you think? What are the factors that will impact your startup?
Okay. So first of all, like we are trying to work on different domains also. Like this is not the entire business that we are focusing. So we are looking for some more like service industry part that we can focus on. Besides that, we have one or two ideas to focus on. Like we are currently working on that. Okay, we are researching it on like for last 3 months. Okay, it's still in research phase. So we are working on the idea also. So most probably like within 1 or 2 years, we'll focus on our product only, and we'll shift to some other domains also.
Okay, sir. So are you planning to hire fresh talents in your company? And if yes, then what are the traits you're looking for?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Yes, sir, I was asking you that are you looking for fresh talents in your company? Are you going to hire a fresh talents? And if yes, then what are the traits you're looking for?
Yes, definitely. Currently, we are having like fresh talents only, because the idea that they put to the table, the enthusiasm, their energy are just outstanding. They want to learn as much as they can. They want to learn new skills. Okay, they want to increase their knowledge. So, and they put efforts. You can see, like they are putting table a lot of efforts to the work, that whatever work you will assign them, they will put extra efforts to complete it, to learn from it. So basically, like currently we are creating a chain. We have senior developers and designers, but below the hierarchy level, we are hiring fresh talents only. We are focusing on interns. We give them internship training programs so that they can learn, they can understand our company's culture, vision, and values. So after that, like we hire them, we support them with the work. We lead them, and we like put them in a front part. Okay, so this is the project. Create a path, create a approach. Like how will you proceed it? How will you do it? Okay, so they gave us a lot of ideas, and like obviously, like me and other senior team is there to help him, there to help. But yeah, we are gonna hire fresh talent.
So what are the particular qualities you look when you hire the fresh talent?
First of all, we see their enthusiasm. Like skill is something that like we can train them. Okay, so first of all, like we focus on their enthusiasm, how how in, how much effort they can put to the work. Okay, third thing is when we interview them, we tell them about our culture, our values, and we try to understand, will they be able to work in this startup as their family? Like we don't want just employees to who work for salary and like who doesn't give any more efforts to, because they are a salaried employee. So we don't want anyone who can who are just focusing on salary. We want someone who can put efforts and who can who loves this company as their family. Okay, so currently the team that we have, okay, the talent we have, so they all are connected. Like if I uh, like during this COVID situation only, we faced a lot of problems, okay, different sort of problems, and this type of problems we haven't faced before. So my team only supported me. Like they were giving me many ideas. They were like we gave them a lot of like the BD that I have in my company, she's also know HTML. So she is also putting efforts at that side. And like my designer told me that I can help you interview the candidates. Okay, developer, developer is putting some extra hours to the work. Like if he works 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, so he told me like I can work Saturdays also, I can work Sundays also. Like I don't have anything else to do. So like a team is supporting me, team is guiding me, and if I face any more problem, like the first value that we are focusing is transparency. Like we do meetings every third day, okay, 2 times a week. Sundays are a special, we take extracurricular special meeting with the team. So we share ideas, we work on extra activities, we share arts. So like team is something that that is very very essential. And yeah, so like these are some skills that we mainly focus on. Skills we can we can teach the skills, but like support the family part and this all, transparency, trust, these all the values that we will generally look for. Like we look in candidates.
So sure, if your team is supporting you so well, then I would like to ask you that you surely must be a good leader. So what are the traits, what are the personalities that a good leader must have?
Okay, first of all, like we set an example for the team. Okay, like if I'm giving a task to my team, okay, and so first I try to understand the work. Okay, so like we don't give them anything that they can't handle. Okay, definitely we overload them, definitely we give them work that they haven't done before. Okay, but we try to understand the work first. We try to set an example for the team. Like if I'm giving them a task and I'm asking them to complete it in 2 days, so I need to know like if it is the work that they can do it in 2 days. Okay, so whenever they face problems, I try to support them. I try to reach other leaders of the industry, takes we take sessions in the company. Okay, so this is the thing. Like I try to be a pillar in the company. So whenever they face problem, they need guidance. Okay, they face problems in their personal life, in relation, in family. Okay, anywhere. So we try to support them. We try to give them like okay, if someone in my company is facing a problem financially, okay, or their parents are facing some problem, so we give them salary 1 month before, so that they can help their families out. And and meanwhile, if they they won't be able to work 8 hours a day, so maybe they can work 5 hours, 4 hours a day. Okay, so we give them that liberty to so that they can also focus on their family and they can resolve the problems there. So we try to set an example for our team first before just and they face any problem, or they are they couldn't deliver the project, so we try to understand what was the exact problem that they face, so that in the future no one no one other can face this problem. So we understand the problem, we ask them a lot of questions, we understand their situation, and we support them.
Great, great. So what is the worst and what is the good part of being a CEO?
Worst part is like everything that you face, if you currently we are fighting with COVID. Okay, so anything that you face, any type of problem, so you are the first person who will get to know about it. You are the first person who will directly face it, and you need to convey to the the team that yeah, so this is the problem, and like you need to find ways, you need to be optimist, you like definitely you will break down many, like there are worse days, okay, but yeah, you need to be, you need to be confident enough that yes, you can cross this hurdle, you can find out the paths, you can find out the solutions, and you need to face that problems directly, like you need to face that problem face to face. So that is like something that many founders face. Good part is that you have a family, okay, you are pursuing your passion, you have a family to support, okay, obviously you are earning money, okay, you can um, support the other causes as well. Like currently we are connected with two NGOs also, so we uh, we also work with them, we also help them out, okay. So there are many small happiness parts, okay, like so like we don't have any big happiness like okay, so this is the reason we are doing this startup. No, we have many reasons to you know to not, so like to not to not give up.
Great, great. So my next question is, describe a time you had to make tough decisions like budget, yeah, for organization restrictions, like we had in COVID time, and what did you do, and what are the results now?
Okay, so like when the COVID hit us, like we closed our office, we started working from home only, okay. So like somehow the efficiency decreased for some part, okay. Secondly, uh, first before the COVID we used to meet our team, okay, we used to do lunch, okay. We used to go out like once a month, okay. So like this all stopped, okay. So now we are communicating with on phone calls, on video calls, okay. We are sharing ideas on video calls only, okay. So that team part, we get affected there, okay. Secondly, financially, okay, because of the COVID we lost a lot of projects, okay. We faced some problems in cash flow, okay. And some of our team members got tested positive. So like second problem we faced is financially, okay. So we faced problems in the cash flow, but due to the previous experience we were able to handle it, okay. So this was the second problem. Third problem was like uh, after we resolved this problem, like market was down, okay. We weren't been able to get a lot of projects, okay. So clients are saying no, like the payments that that was about to come, but uh, that got delayed. So we needed to find some other ways to to get more projects to so that like I can support the salary, I can support my team. So we worked on that. We found some different ideas, we approached different companies, we look for different ideas, and we took pivot basically to fight this COVID. And like we were able to get 25 plus projects in last month only, so that was a happy part for us. And yeah, like yes, COVID is still there, but we found a solution, and now we are okay.
So the results are good, basically.
Yes, they are awesome.
Yeah. My next question is that, are you looking for any vendor to help you simplify any part of your business?
Like vendors, like
Uh,
I didn't this.
outsource any activity which is going on in your company?
Yes, definitely. Like we have a community built already. Like we have a group of like companies, we have a group of freelancers. So like if I want to outsource, like I already created a channel to help me with the part. Like there are projects that come with a deadline, strict deadline. So I have resources for that part. There are projects who come with a you know 3-4 months, 1 year deadline. Okay, so I have a community, I have a channel for that, I have resources for that, okay. I have a resources who are highly experienced, so they can advise the team with the with the with the projects, with the approach. So I already created a channel to help the help my team. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Uh,
extra are like
Sorry,
a
can you
cherry.
repeat?
Extra resources are like cherry on the cake, so I don't have anything with that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So my last question to you is that what are your recent and long-term plans for your startup?
Currently, we are focusing on this service part only. Okay, so we are, about to get our 100th project. Okay, we are very near to that part. So we are currently focusing on this part only. We are, working on our culture. We are improving our, skills and knowledge and our client base. And this is a short-term plan. Secondly, we are going to work on, as I told you, like we are going to work on our product also, and we are targeting some more service segment that we can cater then that we can include in our current business. So we are currently working on these two parts. One is service part, some more segment, and second one is product that we are going to launch in upcoming years.
Sir, my questions are done. Do you want to say anything to your viewers or our viewers? Because this will go live on our social media channels.
Yes. I would say like if anyone any fresher or anyone who's going to do a startup or put efforts into the startup, so I would say like just go into it, talk with people, understand the market, put efforts, a whole lot of efforts, learn as much as you can, and don't just give up. If you face problem, pivot. If you face some hurdles, if you don't get money, if you don't get projects, if you don't get a right team for, don't worry, just pivot, find some more solutions, reach out to right candidates, reach out to right leaders of the industry who can guide you, who can help you with these problems, because they have already faced this. Okay, so I would just say like just don't give up, find some more solutions, because solutions are there. You just need to look for them. You just need to find them, and you can grow, and don't stop learning. Okay, learn
Yes,
as
sir.
much as you can, so that will definitely help you.
So thank you, thank you. Startup Lanes is grateful to have you for this interview, and thank you so much.